Good morning. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 415. What? How did that happen? Anyway, we're here live in Southwest Florida watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees to the east. And this is the gorgeous Gulf of Mexico behind me. It is such a pretty day. It's calm, it's bright, the colors are vibrant. Hopefully it is coming through. Hi Lisa and Dee and Judy and Grace. Thanks for joining live. If you're joining live, please say hello. Hi Shelly and Lisa and Cherie and Tracy, Judy, Constance, Stacy, Christine, Kimberly, good morning. Thanks for joining everybody. Happy Thursday. Rebecca's headed to Venice Beach today. That's wonderful. Good morning, Luna, Knit Pearl and Squirrel, and Jane. Venice Beach has shark teeth. You might be able to find some shark teeth or even prehistoric dinosaur shark teeth called megalodon at the beach there. It's a thing, and you can actually buy and rent scoopers to go through the shells and the sand there. Super fun. I took Marlon there when he was little. We had a ball. I had fun digging for dinosaur teeth too. It was a lot of fun. Hello, Benzie Craig, Jane, Tracy, Constance, Joyce. Thank you all for joining me live. Hopefully you're starting your day off in a good way. Yesterday I showed everybody the new colors that are back in stock for Be So Serene yarn. So just quickly go over those. The colors are back in stock for Tranquil and Lovable and Mindful, Peaceful, Grateful, Centered, Blissful, Gentle, and we have a new color called Hopeful, which is a creamy winter white. And so all of those colors are back in stock, and their photos are up on my website now, so if you wanted to shop or browse by color, you can. And this morning, I thought it would be fun. I talked about how much fun it would be to use this yarn to redo the Majestic Skies crochet motif shawl that's done in multiple colors. But I thought this morning it might be fun to do a little demo of the Mary shawl from Motif Magic and show you that this shawl that looks absolutely stunning in one color would also be really gorgeous in 4 colors. And the reason why I say 4 colors, you could certainly do 8 as well. Well, let's see, wait a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we could do it in 6 colors. Yes, there are 6 rows to the pattern. Or 6 rounds. 4, 5, 6. There's 7. Is it 6 or 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6. So I was going to try to do either the triangle or the square, see how much time we have, do one of them in 6 colors. So does anybody have a preference if I do the triangle or the square? I guess if we go over, we go over. Let's just do one. So who wants to make a choice? I'll go by whatever someone says first. Square or triangle? Square. Lisa says square, so we'll go with square. All right, now I'm gonna let you guys pick the 6 colors. So, where did my crochet hook go? I just had it. I wonder if I sat on it. Oh, that's funny. You saw it in my hand just now, right? We know it's here. It is peach, so it could be blending in with my beach blanket. I literally just lost my crochet hook. Okay, is it inside the book? No? Is it under the yarn? Yeah, it was inside the hanks. Okay, so does anybody want to pick a color for me to start with? If it's hard to remember the names, that's okay. Just pick a color, kind of color if you want. Hi Pat, good morning. So does somebody want to pick? The gold, the lavender, the pink. Okay, we'll start with pink. So pink is Blissful, and I brought little tiny bits of each ball. So we're going to start with Blissful. And let me open up my chart. So I'm going to do my starting chain and my first round in the same color. So we start with a chain 4. And if you want to watch a proper tutorial on this project, you can watch the video for the Mary shawl on here on my YouTube channel. You can also find the pattern as a single download on my website if you don't want the whole book, or you can find Motif Magic everywhere that my books are sold, which is on my website. You can get an autographed copy on my website. You can get a digital copy on my website, Ravelry or Kindle, and you can buy a paperback version not only on my website, but in all of the Amazon markets all over the world. Okay, so we'll start with a chain 5, which counts as a double crochet chain 2. So don't worry if you're not getting the whole gist of the tutorial this morning. What I'm really wanting to focus on is showing you how pretty something that normally has that's normally done in one color, how pretty it can also look, and different it can also look in multiple colors. So we'll double crochet in the ring, chain 2. We're going to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So now we'll try to look up and answer questions if I can while I am counting. How's that for walking and chewing gum today? I forgot to bring scissors, so I will have to break the yarn with my fingers. Those of you that don't like that, I'm sorry. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do when you forget your stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I counted and I already forgot what I counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're going to join this round. All right, so far it would obviously look exactly like the original because we've only got one color so far. All right, so we went with pink. Who wants to pick the second color? So we've got blue and turquoise and mauve and plum and lavender and gold. So anybody that wants to pick a second color, go for it. I'll go with the first one that I see. I like the randomness of this because like we said before, okay, someone said blue, so we will go with, that would be Grateful, which is a beautiful teal blue. And the next round is to do some double crochet. Okay, so we're going to start with, don't worry if I'm not giving you a proper tutorial here, because there is a tutorial video that is fabulous for this pattern, as well as there's lots of other ways to learn it. You can find the book, you can find the, with the charts, you can also find the single mode pattern and the videos here on YouTube. This is the Mary shawl from Motif Magic. Okay, we're going to do 3 double crochets in the chain space. Oh, it already looks pretty with 2 colors. Okay, everybody start thinking about the next color, because when I call it, I will go with whoever names a color first. Okay, so we're doing 3 double crochets in the chain space and then 1 double crochet in the double crochet. And we're going to do this all the way around. And if you're interested in these hooks, this is the Be So Sweet crochet hooks. You can find them on my website too. So cutie. They remind me of the shawl pins that I also sell on my website. It's fun to look at while you're crafting. Yeah, so don't worry about me going fast or whatever this morning. This is not necessarily meant as the proper tutorial video because I've already done a whole bunch of them in right hand and left hand and all sorts of great details. So you can find those here on my YouTube channel. And you can find them in the playlist for all of the videos for Motif Magic, which is a great resource for the entire book. And I've also collected all of the stitch pattern videos from my crochet and knit stitch pattern libraries. Those are also into that playlist. So once you're watching the videos for the book, and if you have a problem with any of the stitches, you can watch that and get a refresher, all in the same place. All right, we made it all the way around for round 2. Yay. And I'm gonna, once I cut this yarn, I will set it, I will show it to you so you can see how pretty it looks already with 2 colors. Okay, so we started with, Blissful, and we moved on to Grateful. I'll show you, we use these two colors here. So we're ready to do the third round. And would somebody like to pick a color? Yes, I am a loose crocheter, I think. Well, I don't know how loose I am, but okay, I saw peach. Did I bring peach? Oh, I didn't bring peach. We'll have to go with another color. Purple. All right, we'll go with purple. Purple is the centered. I thought I grabbed all of them, but I didn't, so oh well. Okay, where did I put my motif? There we go. You know, whoever asked if I'm a loose crocheter, I'm not quite sure. If I know people that are quite a bit looser crocheters than I am, so I'm not really sure if I'm a loose crocheter or not. But here's what I have to say about that. It doesn't matter. Some people are loose crocheters, some people are tight crocheters, and some people are in the middle. And I just want you to know that it doesn't matter how you crochet. It matters that you're consistent and that you do your measuring of your gauge swatches so that your projects turn out the size that you want them to do. It does not matter how you get there. It matters that you're consistent and that you get the results you want. But no matter how you hold your yarn, no matter how tight or loose you crochet, it does not matter if you are happy and your end results are happy. So don't feel like you have to do things like me. I would be really sad if people felt like they weren't doing things right because they didn't do them like me. Because I don't do things like everybody else either. We all have individual preferences. We have individual quirks. We have individual ways of doing things. So please don't ever feel weird or bad if you don't do things the way I do. If you want to do things like I do, that's another story altogether, and I get that. But if you don't do things the way I do, it does not mean you're not going to make pretty things, and it does not mean you're not going to have a good time or have success as a crocheter or a knitter. It just means that we're individual and unique, and that is okay. So please remember that. Don't ever try to compare yourself to the way I do things. If you do things differently and you're okay with it, that is perfectly fine if you're getting what you want out of it. Ooh, this is looking pretty. Okay, we're done with the third round now, so everybody get ready with a fourth color, because as soon as I look up, I'm going to pick whatever color somebody randomly gives me. After I show this, it's looking so pretty. So we started with Blissful, then we went on to Grateful and Centered, and that's what we have. I see a turquoise. Okay, we will go with turquoise next. And what are we doing on this round? Okay, we're doing a combination of stitches here. And don't worry if you're not getting the tutorial here. Watch the Mary Crochet Shawl videos, or watch the entire playlist for Motif Magic Book. All of it's right here on YouTube, and you can find it, and I've got great tutorials for it. You can download the pattern and charts on my website, or get the whole book there. All right, so we're joining in a single, slip stitch to join, chain one, and single crochet, and now we're doing graduated stitches. So we're going to do in the chain 5 space, we're going to do half double, chain one, double, chain one, 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles. It is so warm out here this morning. My back is dripping. Sorry if that's TMI. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, I read 2 rows together. Hold on. Who hasn't done that before, right? You've started reading one row and then read a different row? Okay, half double, chain one, double, chain one, treble, chain one, double, chain one, half double, no more chain one, and single in the single. Okay, so that's our repeat across. I'm sorry, but the screen's gone dark, And while I'm crocheting, I probably won't be able to answer many questions, but I am excited to be able to show this to you guys. So if your questions don't get answered, please feel welcome to reach out to me in the recorded version of the podcast, because those questions and comments remain static for the rest of the day, and I get notifications on it. So it's a great way for me to be able to answer your questions if we don't get to them here during the live broadcast. This color is looking so pretty. I love that we've collectively and randomly picked the colors just to do it as a community, number one, and also to show that there is no wrong way to match these beautiful colors. God, can you imagine this? I mean, look at this. Can you imagine this as a shawl already? Stunning. Oh my gosh. Like, even just this one motif, what am I going to do with it? I think I'm going to use it as a coaster because I don't want to get rid of it. It's so pretty. The yarn's so soft too. All right, another thing we could talk about is the fact that the original shawl was done in Be So Fun yarn, which is a #1 fingering weight yarn, and Be So Serene is a #2 sport weight yarn. So your motifs may turn out bigger when you're making this version, and if that's the case, depending on what size you want to make of the shawl, you may end up making less squares and triangles. Or you might want the shawl to be bigger, and then you would go with the exact instructions. But when you're modifying a pattern with different yarns, you may get different results, and then you'll have the choice of either modifying for size or sticking with the original instructions and getting a different size. Either way is okay, it's up to you. You may change your hook size. By the way, you could also do this with all the different colors of Be So Fine yarn. I just happened to want to do this morning because this is what I had handy. There's no wrong way to mix yarns and colors for a shawl. You can mix different yarns together too. Sometimes that gives you a great texture as well, mixing different fibers or mixing different yarn weights. Okay, that's a double, and then we got a half. And we're ready to finish this round. So anybody who's ready to start picking a color, start thinking about what color you want next. And I'll go with the first one that I see. All right, but first I want to do a little recap. Okay, so first we did Blissful in the center. Then we went with Grateful Teal Blue. Then we went with Center, which is a beautiful plum purple. And then we went with Turquoise, which is Tranquil. Who wants to pick the next color? Whoever's asking about Lefty, okay, yellow, I'm guessing you mean the gentle. Whoever's asking about Lefty, this particular video I do have in left hand as well. I have a giant playlist. Here on my YouTube channel with left hand videos. So any of the patterns that I make into left hand automatically get put into a playlist that's for left hand crochet only. I highly recommend you look that up, because if you like left hand instructions, I have tons and tons of videos in there. So I didn't see your name, but I did see a question about left hand, so I'm assuming that's what the question was. All right, we're ready for the next round. So let's go back to reading. We're going to single in the single. So we'll start with a slip stitch to join. And again, I know that this is not the best tutorial in the world. This isn't meant as a tutorial. I've got much better tutorials for this project on my YouTube channel. I'm just trying to show you how pretty and different this particular shawl can be when done in multiple colors. Now you could also repeat colors too. There's 6 rounds in this project, so think about it. If you wanted to do 3 colors and repeat them twice, you could do that as well. There's no wrong way to combine colors. You can do them in a different sequence too. Like let's say you went through A, B, C, D, E, F, then you did A, C, E, B, D, F, or whatever. I don't know if I got that right, but it doesn't matter. You could do them backwards and forwards. It doesn't matter. If you want to change up the direction, I think that that might be really interesting too. Change up the sequence of what order you do your color work in. That might be another way to change it up. And you'll have to experiment with those different ways and see what you like. Color work can be such a fun way to express your own personal creativity, even within a pattern that you've done multiple times. Or, yeah, you could do something more than once, but change the colors or change the sequence of colors. And not only will it be a different experience for you, but you'll get different results in the end too. It's a lot of fun to redo patterns in different ways. I'm going to have to stop here in a second and just show you how pretty this looks so far. Isn't that great so far? Look at how pretty those colors are together. Loving it. So festive. Imagine this over a white dress. Or a dark color too. Denim or blue would be pretty. Or white or cream. Or even khaki. Ah, now I've got sweat dripping down the side of my nose. It's really steamy out here. I memorize my pattern easily. Should look up, and I can't really see what you all are saying right now, so bear with me if I'm not seeing your comments. If I get to them when I am closer to the camera again, that's great. If not, please feel welcome to leave them for me in the recorded version after the live stream's over. It's a great way to get my undivided attention for your questions, because as many of you know, I do reply to those throughout the day as well. I really like to be able to give people that interactive experience, even if they can't make it to the live stream. I know this is early in the day for a lot of people around this country and around the world, so it's a great way to keep the whole situation interactive even when people can't join live, and a great way to get your question answered if I missed it during the live stream. All right, we're almost to the end of this round. Yay! Okay, so we're going to pick colors. Time to start thinking. What do we have left? We have mauve left. We have lavender left. Oh, mauve and lavender. Is that all we have left? Yeah, maybe. So mauve is mindful and lavender is lovable. Personally, I would like to go with lavender lovable. But I think I'm going to keep it to the community still. So when I look up and ask for a color, I'll go with the first one that is recommended. Or I'll veto and pick my own. I can't decide if I want to be a part of the team or not. So there is I don't know if I want to tell you guys or not, because I've got surprises coming up. I think we're going to go on some field trips. Who likes the idea of going on field trips? There are some nature centers around here that I think will make really wonderful field trips for the guests. And if the Wi-Fi isn't good there, then I'll make them videos instead. But I've got some field trips that I think are going to be super duper fun. And who's excited about that? Who doesn't like a field trip, right? Yeah, a couple of reasons why I want to go. You know how inspired I am by nature for my designs. I've got some ideas for some upcoming books, as well as for some fabric collections that I think I could really use a boost in nature inspiration. I thought, what better way to do that than to go some some really major nature spots. Okay, this is looking outstanding. Look at how beautiful this is. So we started with Blissful in the center. We went to, which is the hot pink. We went to Grateful, which is the teal blue. Then we went to Centered, which is the plum. Then we went to Tranquil turquoise. And then we went to Gentle, which is a bronzy gold. And now let's see what requests we have for the last round of the motif. And then I'm going to set it side by side with the all one color version in the book, and you're going to be amazed. Lavender, yay, that's the one I wanted. Thank you. All right, so our final round. How do we start this? All right, we're doing cluster stitches this time. We're doing 3 treble clusters and 3 treble crochet clusters and 3 double crochet clusters. And a lot of chaining, so this won't take that long. How are we doing on time anyways? Ooh, we're getting close. All right. I think it'd be worth it to go over a couple minutes to do something like this, though. This is kind of special to really show you the impact of taking a motif that we know and love and find extremely beautiful in one color and showing you how different yet gorgeous as well it can be in multiple colors. I think it's, oh, I should have brought the actual shawl with me. Anyway, we've got the photos. It'll be okay. All right, what am I doing here? Double crochet cluster. There we go. Almost. This would make a beautiful Afghan too. What about converting this shawl into an Afghan with all these multicolors? Be gorgeous over any neutral couch or any neutral bedding. It would just be exquisite. You could do a baby blanket too. Why not? You could do any kind of an Afghan with these motifs. In all these bright colors, it would just be absolutely outstanding. Do it for a wedding gift, for a housewarming gift, for a baby gift, or for yourself. I want one now. Yeah, I definitely want one now. Well, we are just making our way around here. Am I doing this right? No. I gotta go back. Aha! I did make a mistake. Okay. That's what happens when you try to walk and chew gum. Here we go. I'm trying to turn an 8-sided motif into a square, so every other corner has to have a different treatment done to it. So we do a corner in every other corner, and we're doing a single crochet in every other corner to minimize every other corner so that something that was once 8-sided can now become 4-sided. Which is really interesting if you're interested in the design component of motifs. Might be something fun to teach one of these days, is to do some sort of design courses, because I do find the math absolutely fascinating. I think that I have a lot to say about it, but just not there right now. It's a back burner project. faster I'm trying to go, because I know we're running out of time, the slower it's making me, or the slower it's making me feel. Putting way too much pressure on myself. I'm sure you all know how that feels. Never-ending motif. I keep looking for the beginning. I'm like, I still don't see the beginning. Like, what the heck is taking so long? What did this turn into, a 32-point motif? As the sweat keeps rolling. All right, I see a lot of loose ends. I must be getting close. Hoping to get back into my video studio today. Should be able to get a few more videos for layers knit and layers crochet done today. That is the goal. Hopefully that is what happens. All right, I think I see the end in sight. Thank you for your patience in waiting for me. I do believe it'll be worth the wait if you're able to stay. Those of you that have other commitments probably are leaving, and if you do, please come back and watch the recorded version later. I think you will be very happy to see the results that we're getting this morning. And I think we made it. We made it. Yay. No, not my teeth. That is horrible. Okay, so now we have turned this is so interesting, we've turned this 8-sided hexagon motif, star motif, we've converted it into a square with 4 corners. Isn't that beautiful? Now in this particular shawl it's done on the diagonal, and that's why we have triangle motifs that work together with the square to keep the edges straight. And I'll go over the colors of this real quick with you, and then I'm going to do it side by side with the one color motif. So we started in the center with Blissful Hot Pink, then we went to Grateful Teal Blue, then we went to Centered Plum Violet, then we went to Tranquil Turquoise, then we went to Gentle, which is a goldy bronze, and then we went with Lavender, which is called Lovable. Now, having seen this as this bright, festive, colorful piece, I want you to see it now next to the one color version, and look at it. This is the same motif. Both just as beautiful, but totally different. Isn't that amazing? And we'll do it on, hold it on the side. Let's see, is there another picture of it? Here's another picture of it. I don't think you can see the detail as well there as you can in this picture though. So we'll go back to the original. So we'll show it, that one. So different and yet so similar, and both equally gorgeous. Imagine doing this as an Afghan though instead of a shawl, or do it as a shawl. It would be gorgeous either way. I don't think there's a wrong way to combine such a pretty motif and pretty colors together. I really don't think there's a wrong way to do it. Thank you all for staying for that. If anybody would like to pick a number between 1 and 5, we can grab a quote real quick and wrap things up. So pick a number between 1 and 5, and I will grab one of the, I think I see, oh, a bunch of 4s. Okay, so we'll go to 4. Here we go. We'll do issue 4 of the Create, Share, Inspire notebooks. You can find all of these in English and Spanish on my website, as well as on Amazon and all of the Amazon markets all over the world. a great way to jot down your creative ideas, your gratitude ideas. Get your thoughts down on paper. You're so much more likely, I think it's like 80% more likely to reach your goals when you write them down consistently and regularly. It's a very powerful way to connect with yourself, just feel good about yourself. I peeked. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. I think I'm getting overheated and getting a little loopy. Okay. Oh, this is a really nice one. This is from Helen Keller. Never bend your head, always hold it high, look the world straight in the eye. Love this one. I think it's really easy to get caught up in our thoughts and overthink things and worry about what other people think and just get caught up in all that crazy junk. And any chance we can to look in the mirror in the morning and say, I am enough, and let's just make, like we said yesterday, let's just start and let's not give up, right? I am enough, never give up. So if you can do that, I think it is a lot harder, a lot easier. See, I told you I'm getting overheated. My words are mixing. I think it's a lot easier to hold your head high when you have that kind of an attitude when you start in the day. So let's read it again. Never bend your head, always hold it high, look the world straight in the eye. First of all, there are people that will be intimidated by you for doing that, so they won't bother you, which is a good thing. And it's just a good way to tell yourself that you're good enough. You're just as good as everybody else, and you're good enough for anything that you want to do. Holding your head high is a way to not only convince others around you that you're worthy, but more importantly, to convince yourself that you're worthy. It's a really good practice. So if anybody wants to give it a try today, I'm guilty of it too. I slump my shoulders. I look at my feet when I walk. It's a horrible habit. It sends the wrong message to the world. So if you get a chance today, go look in the mirror, tell yourself you are enough, and hold your head high for the rest of the day. Let's at least try it. Let's try it for one walk. Let's try it for one errand, right? Because you know what? Every time you make an effort and do something to change, it compounds. It builds on itself. So let's read this again from Helen Keller. Love her. Never bend your head, always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. Thank you for patience because we went longer. I hope you enjoyed my color work demo and the beautiful yarns that I showed. Hope you enjoyed the nature, sounds of the water, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Maybe at the beach and maybe a field trip. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. Have a